August 7th, 2025 governance meeting to order, and we will start with a roll call.
For our voting members, Dr. Borche.
Present. I don't think I'm listed as a voting member.
Okay. Ms. Foster,
Present.
Dr. Collins Adams,
Present.
Ms. Hubbard.
Present.
Okay, I have you as present, but voting members will be our 3 board members.
All right, the first thing we need to do is approve the minutes of the February 28th, 2025 Governance Committee meetings. I am the only one current on the committee who is here for that meeting. I'm not sure what that should mean, but I agree with the minutes as they were written.
Noted.
Okay. So yes. Do I do all of this part? I'm sorry. Okay. Can I have a motion to approve the minutes?
Yeah, I'd like to make a motion to approve the previous governance committee meeting minutes for February 28th, 2025.
Second.
Ms. Foster,
Abstain.
Dr. Collins Adams,
Yes.
approved.
Okay. I voted yes to Ms. Vaughn. I didn't hear my name called. Okay, the next order of business is the bylaw revision update, and I will turn it over to Dr. Borche.
Dr. Borche, can you hear us?
Sure. Okay. So there were several bylaws that we looked at during the governance committee meeting back in February. I want to say bylaw B9350 in terms of our meeting. We looked at bylaw B9352, construction of the agenda. We looked at bylaw B9353, time and place. We looked at bylaws B9356, advanced delivery of meeting materials. We looked at bylaws B9357, which dictates what a quorum is. We looked at bylaw B9358.1, order of business. We looked at bylaw B9358.1.3, which is special meeting. We looked at bylaw B93582, which is parliamentary procedures. We looked at bylaw B93583, which is public participation in meetings. We looked at bylaw B93584, which is the recording. We looked at bylaw B9130, which is standing board committees. Bylaw B9140, which is ad hoc board committees. And bylaw B9200, duty of officers, members, employees, and agents. We reviewed our bylaw introduction, which MSBA provided us with an update. We looked at bylaw B9100, which is the organization, and we replaced it with bylaw BBA. We looked at bylaw B9111, which is vacancies, and BBE has already been adopted, so there was no further action needed. So we looked at a host of bylaws and made recommendations for updates. There were some that were changed. There were some that were replaced with other bylaws, and there were some that were revised.
Dr. Burishade, with what we have with our audit, do these bylaws, the changes in it, work with what we need to do to be able to recover from some of the things that were recited on? Or do we need to make more changes?
So the policies that we need to focus on were the HR policies and the finance policies.
Mhm.
Yes. And so the bylaws were more so how we govern ourselves in terms of our meetings and how we govern ourselves in terms of our construction of an agenda. And this came about in terms of making sure that we have meeting minutes, making sure that we post items 7 days, or I would say the 5 days in advance of our meetings. Those are the things that these bylaws covered for us.
Okay. The reason why I asked is because during the auditor's commentary, he made lots of comments about, specifically about the board. The board was asleep at the wheel. The board did this. The board, he said the board several times. So I just wanted to know if there were things that you heard that, since you and I were sitting right there in front of him, heard the entire speech, that we, and Ms. Hubbard, that we may have to address as a board to be certain that within our bylaws that we're doing the things that we need to do to stay on top of things.
Things that we need to do as it relates to our bylaws is continue keeping up our meeting minutes, continue posting those. That was part of our, I want to say, our Armanino report, or the management assessment. And we have been making sure that our minutes have been posted. Our Ms. Vaughn has done a phenomenal job in keeping up with that. But as it relates to our policies, we need to make sure that our finance policies have been reviewed and updated, and they were last updated February 11th, 2025. But prior to that, I think it might have been updated in 2003 or 1999. And then our finance policies, our HR policies, which we are still in the process of doing right now. So those are the big things, because that finance policy also covers procurement, travel policies. It covers all of those things that were mentioned in the state audit report. And every audit we've had, it talks about our finance, it talks about procurement, it talks about credit card charges. And all of those policies have been addressed in our finance policies.
Thank you.
You're welcome. The bylaws also help to give us structure as it relates to what would be on our board, what we would discuss during our work session, what we would discuss during our board meeting. So it helped to give us some structure in that space.
What's the next step, since these were reviewed in February, and what would be the next step in having these, is it finalized now that they were approved in February? Or is there something else we need to do with MSBA? Does the board need to vote on something? Do we need to
Board
move?
needs to vote on it.
The board needs to adopt all of the policy, I mean, all of the bylaws that have been reviewed. And it would mean that we would go through all of them so that the board has full understanding of what each bylaw means, the changes that were presented or recommended, and then go from there.
Thank you, I appreciate that. There are some things that I'm not familiar with because this process is new to me, so I'd rather have clear direction than to shoot from the hip.
And in February, we approved that it be recommended to the board. So it just needs to get on the board agenda. And we can approve it. But we also need to make sure everyone has a whole lot of time to review them.
Got it.
And I would encourage a work session so that you have time to ask questions. And then you have an opportunity to review, ask questions, and then approve it.
Well, you and Dr. Collins Adams are the agenda makers. So if
Yeah,
we
well, then,
get it on the
Oh.
next work session, that would be great.
I'll work with Ms. Vaughn. I don't know what we already have that's coming through. So Dr. Brichette, you and I meet regularly anyway, so we'll go through that. Thank you, Ms. Hubbard.
And can you tell us, Dr. Borachade, where like the HR stuff is in process? Do you know where we are?
I want to say we just need 2 more meetings and we will have reviewed all of the HR policies. But then even after we reviewed them, they still will be sent back to MSBA. And once they have been sent back to MSBA, they will send them back to us. And then we will have an opportunity to present them during the work session. And from there, we would make a recommendation, and then we would go to a board meeting for them to be approved.
Okay, great. I know that's a really long and complicated process, and I'm very thankful for former board member Matt Davis for getting it all started.
Yeah.
So that's great to hear.
We've come a long way. We've come a long way.
We still got a long way to go, but we'll get there. All right.
Knew it was tedious. I didn't know where we were in the process and how much more we needed to do, but this is amazing that we've done this much so far. So thank you.
Yes.
You're welcome.
All right. If there are no other comments, I would ask for an adjournment. And I don't know why my phone is ringing.
Okay, I move that we adjourn our meeting. Well, she's gone. Wait till she comes back.
Second, I'll second.
Got it.
Thanks.
I'm back.
I move that we adjourn our meeting of the Governance Committee at 12:18.
Second,
Ms. Foster,
yes.
Dr. Collins Adams,
Yes.
Ms. Hubbard,
Yes.
we are adjourned at 12:18.
Thank you all so
Thanks, everyone.